Good evening. This is the Athens Shade Tree Commission meeting for September the 12th, 2013. We have no tree permit issues and no landscape ordinance issues. I have a report from Ron Lucas. He's planning to have Arbor Day on October 11th. He tells me we've got an event sponsor in the name of Theta Chi, and they're going to be able to assist him with running the event. He's thinking of probably having the event at the middle school, but a couple of alternatives are possible as well. The next item he's got on his list is he wants addresses for where we might want to plant trees for the fall planting. So if you've got particular places in mind, send them to him or send them to me and I'll forward them on to him. Finally, he says that he's working with a group of students to perform a tree inventory, and this will be an extension now of the inventory we started when we were doing the inventory of ash trees, and it'll be probably starting out in the Near East side and spreading out from that. This has been a long-term goal of the Commission to I think establish a new tree inventory for the city. We have one that's dated, I think, from the 1990s, and we can only really establish these with volunteer help. With it, it's too expensive to employ professionals for such things, unfortunately. I don't know if any commissioners have got questions for me about Ron's report.
I don't think so.
Okay. Good. Well, that last item sort of covers us for the next item, the maintenance of the tree canopy. You know, if we don't know what we've got, we can't really maintain it, and so having a good inventory is an excellent way of getting there. I've got one item under other business. We have the Southeast Ohio Tree Care Conference taking place on September 26th. From 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Ohio Department of Natural Resources headquarters on East State Street here in Athens. And if you want information, you can call 740-589-9910. Registration deadline is September 19th. And it looks like the lunch, which presumably is included in the registration cost of $23, is being done by Purple Chopstick. Okay, that's all I have by way of items of business. Does anyone have anything else?
I have a question about where we can access the original tree survey that was done in the 90s.
I have a copy.
You do?
It's a paper copy.
Yeah, I figured it's not electronic. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if the city has a copier that can scan things. I mean, I have one at work, but it's a bit of a big document to go.
Okay.
Running through
I might
that,
copy that sometime.
Yeah.
Or
Okay, I have a question for Ann Bonner.
Mm-hmm.
Could you give us an update on the ash trees? Like, do we need to start really looking closely for trees affected by the emerald ash borer, or are we safe for a while?
Well, I could tell you that the insect is spreading. It's pretty well established in Perry County, starting to kill trees in the new Straitsville area. The city of Chillicothe is now starting to see tree death from it. Usually takes several years. You know, the trees try to compartmentalize the damage from the emerald ash borer the first 2 or 3 years, and you'll see callousing over the holes. Of course, you never see the holes in the trunk. You'll see them in the tops of the trees. So that's part of why it's so hard to tell if you got it or not. So Pike County, just the other day, I saw a tree that had symptoms in Marietta, but it has not yet been found and confirmed in Washington County. So the word is out to try to look at that tree, and we're going to try to find out. Hopefully it's not. One of the best telltale signs that you've got emerald ash borer is woodpecker damage. Because once you got a whole bunch of those yummy larvae, the birds will start pulling the bark off. And that's when I, was seeing it in Marietta. So,
Yeah, we had
about
one.
answer, Lee. Sorry.
We had one tree that Ron reported on at the last meeting, an ash tree that I think had died. He'd taken it down anyway, and then he very carefully inspected it, and he didn't see any of the right size holes for the emerald ash borer. So that just died a death.
Yeah, and there's a lot of native borers, and there's a disease called ash yellows. If you want a good tutorial of what emerald ash borer looks like, follow 70 from Columbus out, and you can see, the dead trees, just stone dead in Gahanna and eastern Columbus, and then they're yellow, and then by the time you get to St. Clairsville, they haven't really been hit yet. I will say this: on New Concord, Muskingum College is infested with emerald ash borer, and their trees are dying. Whereas Zanesville has it, but there's not as much mortality.
So it is still spreading very steadily.
These little hot spots we think are from people moving wood, with storm damage and firewood, and just people not know. The big message is don't move firewood, because it's not just emerald ash borer. There's just so many pests and diseases that get moved around. So my speculation with New Concord was somebody probably brought it there. It's a pretty disheartening thing to see.
Okay, thanks. Any other comments, questions? No. If not, we've got minutes from the last meeting. If anyone needs a copy, I've got another one here. I do have copies of the two attachments. I didn't provide copies for all of you of the two attachments that we had for the no-mow areas, just in case anyone wanted to refer to them. I do have copies.
I have one question regarding the minutes from the last meeting. Can you tell me what is the Wells Fargo building on East State?
It's a small development alongside General Dover, I think, that Wells Fargo have an office in the old HDL building at the university, and they've been looking for a new place to relocate to, and they found this property, and I think it's just an open site at the moment.
Okay.
And they produced a really nice landscape in their design for it. It's a very awkward site. It's one of these sites where the property owner owns all the way out to the middle of the road behind it, and so there's an easement going across their property for the city. So we have to give them permission to plant in the easement, even though it's part of their property. It's a very strange thing. Yes, it's a relatively small development, but it requires compliance with Title 37.
If they were moving in there and they didn't change the footprint of the building.
There is no building there now.
No, I mean, so if there was a building and they moved in there, but they wouldn't be required to plant any trees, would they, if they didn't enlarge
If
them?
there was a change of use, yes.
Oh, okay, all right.
Various things trigger compliance with the code.
Okay,
And not just Title 37, but code in general.
okay.
If you're going to change the use of the building in particular, that's one of the triggers. You change the size of the property, the value of the property. Those can trigger it.
So if it were a store or an auto shop or whatever, and they moved in there and redid it to be a bank, would that be?
You're getting to the point where, beyond my knowledge, you'd have to
Okay,
ask the code director at that
Okay,
point.
all right, all right. So, use change in the broad sense.
Yes, yeah, I mean, this is basically, it isn't being used at the moment.
Right.
And they're going to build on it. That triggers the Title 37.
Sure.
Someone going to propose we accept the minutes?
I'll accept the minutes.
You're going to
I'll second.
Thank you. Any objection to approving the minutes of the last meeting? Hearing none, we have minutes for our last meeting. Our next meeting will be October 11th at 7 p.m. Here in Athens at the council chamber. And with that, this meeting's adjourned. Thank you.